Good morning everyone, and welcome to our main news update. Today, Tuesday, March 18, 2025, we are focusing on the dramatic development of last night, the renewed fighting in the Gaza Strip. After weeks of a ceasefire, which was supposed to lead to the release of the hostages and a long-term arrangement, the sounds of war were heard again last night. In the early hours of the morning, around 2:20 a.m., the IDF launched an extensive aerial offensive on dozens of targets throughout the Gaza Strip. The name of the operation, Strength and Sword. The decision to renew the fighting was made by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Israel Katz, after, according to them, Hamas repeatedly refused to release the hostages and rejected all the proposals that were transferred to it by the mediators, including the envoy of the President of the United States. According to the IDF, the overnight attack was precise and based on a target bank prepared by the Shin Bet and military intelligence. The targets included Hamas operatives, terror infrastructure, command centers, and weapons depots. The IDF is also preparing for the possibility of rocket and missile fire from Hamas. According to Palestinian reports, more than 400 people were killed in last night's attacks, and it was also reported in the Strip about the elimination of 6 senior figures in the Hamas and Islamic Jihad terror organizations. Among the senior figures eliminated can be counted Ismail Delis, a senior figure in the Hamas government, Bajid Abu Sultan, responsible for Hamas's internal operations, Mahmoud Abu Watfa, Director General of the Hamas Interior Ministry, Ahmed Omar al-Hada, Director General of the Hamas Justice Ministry, and Abu Obaida Muhammad al-Jamasi, a member of the Hamas Political Bureau. Likewise, the spokesman for Islamic Jihad, Abu Hamza, was also eliminated, along with 3 other senior figures. The Prime Minister's office stated that the purpose of the operation is to achieve the goals of the war, and at their head, the release of all the hostages. Defense Minister Israel Katz even warned that if Hamas does not release all the hostages, the gates of hell will open in Gaza. In response to the attacks, Hamas published a statement in which it places full responsibility on Israel and on Prime Minister Netanyahu, and claims that Israel violated the ceasefire agreement. Islamic Jihad also published a similar statement, in which it condemns the renewal of fighting. International reactions were not late in coming. The Qatari Foreign Ministry condemned the return to fighting and called for the renewal of talks. Hezbollah published a harsh condemnation statement, in which it accuses Israel and the United States of not respecting agreements. The spokesman for the Houthi militia in Yemen tweeted in Hebrew, "We will not abandon Gaza." The White House spokeswoman said that Israel had updated the Trump administration regarding the attacks. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres expressed shock and dismay at the Israeli strikes on the Gaza Strip and called for respecting the agreed-upon ceasefire and continuing the entry of humanitarian aid, but did not refer to Hamas or the hostages. Following the renewal of fighting, the Home Front Command announced the cancellation of studies in the Gaza envelope, and Israel Railways stopped train traffic between Ashkelon and Sderot. The Rafah crossing was closed for the passage of medical treatments from the Gaza Strip to Jordan and Egypt at the direction of the Minister of Defense. A senior Hamas official claimed that Israel will not succeed in achieving in war what it did not achieve in negotiations. In contrast, Foreign Minister Gideon Saar declared that Hamas will not bring the state of Israel to its knees. The mediators from Egypt are trying to bring about the release of a number of hostages in exchange for an immediate cessation of fire. The Political Security Cabinet is expected to convene on Thursday for a situation assessment. The Israeli offensive was intended, among other things, to break the deadlock in negotiations for the release of the hostages, a deadlock in which Hamas has strengthened and rearmed. Israel hopes that the military pressure will lead Hamas to soften its positions. Hamas, for its part, demands an end to the war, the withdrawal of the IDF, the rehabilitation of the Strip, and the release of additional terrorists in exchange for the release of the hostages. The challenges facing Israel are complex, but as commentators say, the alternative of surrendering to Hamas's dictates is not possible. These were the main news regarding the renewal of fighting in Gaza. The situation is still fluid, and we will continue to update you on any development. What do you think about the renewal of fighting? Do you think it will lead to the release of the hostages? Share your thoughts and your reactions below. Don't forget to like the video if it was informative for you, subscribe to our channel to stay updated, and share the video with friends and family. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.